Wow. Season finale of The Walking Dead last night. Ah, it not only did it answer a bunch of questions, it set a whole big list of new ones, and it's like, and I was like, you know. First of all, the last 2 weeks were intense. I mean, Dale dies, then Shane dies and becomes a zombie. That was, or Walker for those purists who would chew my ass out for using the wrong word. Um, and the season finale was just fantastic. It answered questions, it made new ones. I know everyone who watched it got their faces blown off. Just, I mean, first of all, Herschel with the shotgun in front of the house, just do do do. Just like we remember Herschel a few weeks ago, the meek, peaceful preacher man, man of God, drinking a little bit here and now and there. But this Herschel changed so different because he lost that perspective on maybe there's a cure. He lost that and he realized this is it. Deal with it now or die later. And then, Shane is dead now and, because he started losing his mind. He kills Randall. Randall turns into a zombie too. And so much happens. But I think the most important thing, and then Andrea getting separated from the group, left behind. She's running for 12 hours, and I was watching Talking Dead, and she was telling, and the actress who plays her was like, "No, I was literally running for 12 hours. That scene wasn't fake. I was really that tired." The scene where she's taking out just taking out Walker after Walker, just like a gangster, and she gets down to where she's tired, holding a knife. She's like, and some cloaked figure with two walkers on leashes, like two puppies, just goes over and goes, "Sink," and just saves her life, looking just ominous with the hood on and sword. And the actress they're gonna have is gonna just be just phenomenal for the role. So I have no problems with. I think Andrea's gonna be fine next season. In fact, I think she's gonna become more of a badass than she was last season. But this recording is mostly about Rick and what has happened to him. Because we all know that Rick has went through some stuff over the last 2 seasons. He's went through situations. First of all, you get shot in the line of duty. Then you wake up and you look around and you realize I'm in a hospital and I've been out for a while. Where's everybody at? You go around in a hospital gown, your butt hanging out, trying to find somebody to explain to you what happens. You look around and you see nobody, and you see a door closed with chains on it, and there's a bunch of there's like trying to get in. You're like, and there's a writing on the wall saying, "Do not open this." And he goes, "Okay, I'm not gonna open that." You leave and you see dead bodies, and you're just walking around, seeing dead body after dead body, and you're just confused. Then you eventually get on the road trying to find your wife and your son. You find them, you're happy, kinda. You mean it's a zombie apocalypse, a Walker apocalypse, but you found your family and your best friend. Only to find out a while's ways that your wife slept with this man, and later on you find out that she got pregnant, and she doesn't know who the baby is. She tells you it's yours, but you don't really know. And to find out that some crazy doctor says that everyone's carrying this. Now you've got to carry this secret for 2 seasons because you just don't know. Because this dude's insane. He was afraid that he'll turn, so he sets himself on fire. So yeah, you're holding this secret, and then you've got to protect all these people who eventually start following Shane because they think Shane's hard-nosed way of doing things is the right way. You're afraid of that, and then you get to a point where you're just tired. You've been going through a lot. You've tried to keep the people alive and try to give them a life, but that's not working. That's not enough for them. Then Shane does the unthinkable because of your wife, of course. Because Lori just had to get this off just of, well, maybe another world kind of crap. Shane would have been just fine if she had shut her mouth and not say anything to him after that. But no, she had to get something off her chest and say her final comeuppance. And now Shane is thinking about killing you, shooting you in the back of the head after he just does this elaborate scheme to kill you. And so now you've got to kill your best friend. And not shoot him, not break his neck. You have to shiv him in the heart. And you feel bad because you're like, you made me do this. You made me do this. And it's sad. That's your brother. You've you protected and served by his side. You've drunk, had beers with this man. You've had true heart to hearts with this man, and you have to just stab him in the heart because if you don't, he'll kill you. And then that weighs hard on you. And then you got to explain this. You know you got to explain this to your wife and son why this happened. And then for that man that you just killed to come up as a zombie or walker, and your boy puts him down with a great shot. By the way, I don't like Carl, but the boy can shoot. And then you get to this point where now the walkers have followed you to the barn and to the house, and now you got to fight your way through this, and you go through this trying to protect your son, and you get through all this, and you meet each other all up at the road, and then y'all find camp. And you're close to wanting to leave because you don't think your wife's gonna come up, and you don't have the time to. And Herschel's like, "You gotta protect your boy," and you're like, "But you're right, Herschel, son." And just when and your son's like, "I'm not leaving," and just when you're about to tell him we have to go, lucky for you, your wife pulls up, and the boy, you see that look he gave him was like, "Nigga, you really gonna leave mom like that?" He gave you that look. So now now your own son resents you and reveres Shane even more from the grave. So Shane has basically won your wife and son from the grave, which is pretty bad. And now, you have to explain to these people, yeah, I knew the whole time that you could turn after you die. I knew. But what was I supposed to tell you? What was I gonna do? It wasn't gonna help him in the long run, so there was no point in him telling him. But of course, they see him as this guy that they can't trust because he held a secret. And the only two people who have any common sense to why he would do this were Daryl and Herschel. Only two people who understand why he would do this. And I like Daryl because he's like, it was fine by me. Oh, and so the rest of them are stupid. They're all like, oh, maybe we should go on our own. And then you got Lori and Carl all huddled up, giving him that dirty look like, you bastard, why'd you kill Shane kind of crap. Knowing that Lori was the one that put Shane and Rick and Carl through this. Had Lori just kept her legs closed and shut her mouth, they wouldn't have to go through this. She flaunted her relationships in front of everybody else, especially Andrea. She flaunted that I got Shane and I've got Rick and I have a son. Ha ha ha. What did you have? She she flaunted that in front of everybody. Her happy, happy family. I mean, and then the woman who lost her daughter, who lost Sophia, she's got to watch that, so she probably doesn't like Lori much either. And then just it was a bunch of crap, and just Lori's probably the most hated character of everybody. Some people might say they hate Shane. I personally hate Lori because she put Rick through so much with this stuff. She put just badgering him like, you should do something, you should do something, blah 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 blah, and then just taunting Shane with, oh well, you could maybe have me, and just pushing this in front of Carl, who's Carl's like, so I could have Shane as my daddy, pushing that in front of him. And these two men and this boy have to go through this crap with this woman. And literally, my best friend Elena is like, well, maybe if they just got rid of Lori and just raised Carl together. Well, she wants everybody gay. Seriously, that's her phrase. Everybody gay. But it's like, it's Lori's fault that everyone goes through this because of her arrogance. And it's like, it's just sad. And now Rick has had enough. They have burned every decent iota of man of humanity in him. They burned it to dust now. They've burned it so dark it's me. It's my shade now. That's how broken of a man he is. He's just tired. And where he's like, you want to leave? Go. See how far you get. See if something doesn't come and try and munch on the back of your necks. Go ahead, take a shot. No takers? This is no longer democracy. And that's when you knew that this is what Shane was going to do anyway. He was going to take the democracy out of this because, they got what they wanted. They wanted Shane. They wanted the way Shane was going to run things. Now they've got it. They've got Rick pissed off and tired and fed up and just hurting. Because he has to look over and see his wife and son resent him for killing Shane and for holding it a secret. Got the group that doesn't trust him now except for two people. He's got a dead group here. Nothing, and to be honest, dead weight. And I wouldn't blame him if he decided to leave his wife and daughter. I mean, wife and son, because they're just gonna just look at him as some bastard now. So anyway, screw him. Let him go live with Shane in the grave. It's understandable, and it's hard to watch his character be this hurt. But I mean, I've rambled on for almost 10 minutes now. What do you think? What do you think of this crap that happened between Lori and me? Who do you hate? Do you hate Lori? Do you think it's Lori's fault? Do you think it's Shane's fault? Do you think it's Carl's fault for running around messing with other walkers? What do you think? You tell me.